Pixel Gun 3D was my jam, man. Maybe a little unbalanced jam, maybe a little overpriced jam, but still my jam. But it's gone too far. The outrage has gotten too out of hand. YouTubers left, right, and center discussing their issues with the game.
I'm currently not happy with Pixel Gun 3D.
This game is so freaking cooked. I'm done. I'm done.
And even throwing in the towel forever. And the worst part? This game had it a long time coming. Really soft, or Cubic Games, spent too long throwing out false promises, churning out questionable updates resulting in more random currencies, more unbalanced weapons, and more grind, while practically disregarding all the outcry and criticism most of it warranted thrown their way. And I love this game, man. From 2014 to 2018 I played the ever-loving hell out of it. Even with the overwhelming amount of nostalgia and love I have for the game, while Pixel Gun had its problems, it was a solid mobile game. But why is Pixel Gun 3D effectively imploding, with its community currently burning down as we speak? Let's talk about it. If you clicked on this video, you've probably played Pixel Gun 3D at some point, but in case you haven't, that's a little bit of a crime, but that's okay. Pixel Gun is a first-person shooter with very humble beginnings, starting off as a single-player PvE shooter. Pretty simple, of course, and you only had one gun, the Pixel Gun. Then they added new guns, then new maps, then more players, and now we're here. 2014 to 2018 was probably the prime of Pixel Gun, which is also the period I played this game, and one of the first games I ever played on this channel. Gotta start somewhere, but honestly, if my toddler brain couldn't bear playing with all these new features, it must have been bad. I started playing in December 2014, which is almost 10 years ago. In that amount of time, games change. No doubt about that. By the time I stopped playing, the game changed a decent amount, but I wasn't on bad terms with the state of Pixel Gun. Now it's been 6 years or so, and yeah, I definitely can't tell the difference this time. It's scary. But to think I can play a 1-for-1 port of Pixel Gun on my PC now though. Back in my day, we had Pixel Gun World, which had a lot of differences to the mobile version. I never got to play it, but it didn't last long anyway. Pixel Gun has always been rich with modes to play, maybe to a fault because half of the time you won't find too many people in these lobbies. Don't think I don't see your bots running around yet? Can't be good for a multiplayer game to willingly put bots into your matches. Anyways, there's 8 game modes with 7 whole modes in Classic, a minigame section with like 20 extra modes, some I remember from when I was like 8 years old. Really cool they're still here actually.
Oh, damn!
And a huge PvE campaign with 4 worlds and coming. Actually, not really, it's been like 5 years since the new world, sheesh. Real OGs remember shitting their pants when clearing out the forest.
I just crapped on myself.
But the realest OGs were shitting their pants that entire first world. That magic is really lost though. I missed the whole zombie apocalypse thing. As stupid as this sounds, the campaign just got too meta. By the time they spit out their own battle royale, I stopped playing, and honestly it's nothing too special. But the bottom line is, this game has an insane amount of content that is solid to its credit, and is why lots of people play this damn game. Especially including the sheer quantity of guns in this game, yes sir! Uncle Sam himself would be proud. There's more than 1,000 weapons currently, and when you think you've seen them all, well, you never will I guess. Undoubtedly, game balance has always been a little sketchy. I mean, one-shotting weapons have existed since the high-end era. But back then, any weapon that could delete you also had its downsides. The prototype is a slow as hell single-shot laser you actually need to aim, and one-shots everyone without a headshot except for those in ruby armor, which was the strongest at the time. Sorry, off topic, but I remember going through the lobby search as a little kid and seeing all the stupid names. But how are y'all so damn horny for block people, man? Anyways, the Big Buddy is another example and was pretty controversial in its time. Despite its slow reload and movement speed, it literally got removed until they threw it into the lottery, which we'll get to. And the infamous Stormhammer, which emitted AoE blasts of electricity around you, and with 1 or 2 shot players with basically no other skill than being right beside them. This was a super popular weapon for those reasons, including the fact that it costed a shit ton of coins instead of the usual gems. Thing is, devs actually listened back then, and for most of its life it got nerfed to be in line with the other weapons, until it got buffed back a few years ago, because now there is worse. Sometime in 2016, gadgets and pets got released. Now, we've always technically had gadgets, you know, mechs, turrets, potions, grenades, and I'm pretty sure you had to pay to replenish them, and all that is pretty crazy to think about for that time. But gadgets now are something else, and I've never really liked them. Some are solid, most gimmicky, and some are just pretentious to fight against, man. X-ray goggles, black hole grenades, homing explosive bees, shields, nukes, voodoo snowmen that transfer damage to a poor random person. Pre-nerf, you did up to 100% of their health, so you can sit in the corner and say screw you to one specific dude. It was insane. But I won't lie that these are pretty interesting. What's not interesting though are pets. Screw these guys, man. What are we playing? Monster Legends? Raid Shower Legends? Cock? Why am I waiting hours, probably days, for a cat to pop out an egg?
Where the f am I?
I literally got a paperclip from their battle pass, which, of course they got a battle pass. And then just to get shot up by a goddamn armadillo with revolvers. It's just stupid, man. It's really just more things to grind for. And this was the beginning of the end for Pixel Gun. Fast forwarding to now, this game is a bit of a mess, gameplay wise and as a result community wise. Ever since Really Soft rebranded itself to Cubic Games 5 years ago, things have only gone downhill. It's become incredibly clear since that Cubic Games just doesn't care. They never did. Now, I honestly can't find the exact date of the rebranding, but I'm sure it was before May 15th, 2018, when Cubic revealed their future plans for Pixel Gun 3D. The hashtag Make Pixel Gun Great Again revolution.
Need to build a wall.
According to Cubic, many of their employees were not locked in. They did not have the best interest of the game, and most importantly, the player in mind. So they got rid of them and kept everyone who actually wants to bring the glory days of Pixel Gun back. This is a victory! So then 2 days later, they dropped the BR and continued to monetize the hell out of it. No one's buying this! Then they dropped Among Us! One of the biggest and most inevitable problems in games like Pixel Gun is power creep. At this point, there's so many weapons we're beyond power creep. We reached goddamn Power Predator. Take the prototype from earlier, very solid weapon. While it holds up nicely to this day, it is nowhere as unique as it used to be. Being a wall break weapon is like bare minimum for a good gun according to the devs. And when some guns do get nerfed, it only means they're ready to shit out 10 more weapons that are even worse. And if they buff it, they're ready to sell it again. Imagine grinding the goddamn lottery for your stacked homing cryo pistols just for them to remove that homing. Potentially the entire reason you got the gun in the first place. It's horrible. Seriously though, weapons have never been this loaded in stats before Cubic took over. I'm pretty sure there wasn't even a burning status back then. The Ultimatum is probably the most controversial gun in the game, and smeared its ass all over the history of Pixel Gun since forever. A one-shotting shotgun with wall break should just not be a thing. Using the X-ray gadget, you can start spamming weapons such as the Warhorse or the Wave Pulser and just... I mean, in what world is this okay? OGs remember when the Hellraiser prototype and Dragon's Breath was king. I remember grinding my ass off for those guns, man. Those were the days. God, I sound old. From level 1 to 10, the game is fairly balanced in most ways, but eventually the vast majority of weapons you can get from the armory are generally without immediately paying for it. Just don't hold a candle to the vast majority of weapons locked behind paywalls, and better yet, RNG. And the ones you can pay for with golden gems cost a lot. Oh yeah, but that's another thing. Currencies. There's way too many of them. Since when was one premium currency not enough? Better yet, why are 5 out of the 6 of them able to be bots? It gets to the point where, why do I need to grind a whole different currency to have access to different parts of content? Instead of having 1 or 2 currencies you can build up on, you need to micromanage getting all of these, which is exactly the thing. They don't want you to be too well off because it means they might not be able to profit from you. You can't even exchange gems for any of these currencies, there is no leeway. Obviously, this system isn't designed for player convenience, and more so you'll get so fed up grinding 5 different types of currency, you'll just say F it and buy them instead. Monetization. That is truly the crime of it all. People like to throw around the term pay to win at literally anything that costs money, but I've never seen it on full display like I have with Pixel Gun. Sure, you don't need to buy keys or tickets or even gems. You will gradually get them as you play, but the rate you do is practically insulting. And your reward if you do?
Let's go gambling! Aw, dang it! Aw, dang it!
If you aren't spending your fortune for endgame items in the armory, you can try out the various lotteries, yay! Listen, loot boxes have always been a thing, even with Pixel Gun, but this is just not how it's done. Let's say you did grind keys for this lottery. Then you have 3 tiers costing more and more keys filled with useless bloat. And let's say you did get a weapon. Yep, they come in parts. Are you kidding me? How about the stupid ass clan chests? Yep, also RNG, gotta love it. Better yet, modules give upgrades to your weapons that can put you leagues ahead of everyone else. Oh, what's this? Sets?
Excuse me, do you mind?
What am I winning? Oh, are you serious? We're legitimately gambling now. You know what? It only costs gems.
Aw, dang
Oh
it!
cool, more gambling money. And it costs more after the first card. You get slapped in the face each time you guess until you get what you want. Guys, we understand that the main demographic of this game are children, right? Now, I understand this is a free game, but looking at their battle pass once again shows how greedy Cubic really is. Completing these challenges gives you crowns to level up, which is fine until you see a ton of these challenges are locked behind premium. Yeah, we are locking challenges behind paywalls now. Spending the 27 bucks to buy the pass will put you 300 over, which you can of course use for more loot boxes. This one's even locked behind premium with the same slightly more expensive one right beside it. Are we tripping? By the end of Cubic's revolution, they just made things worse. They made decisions so stupid, so morally questionable, so greedy that the old really soft devs looked like saints that maybe did have the player's best interest in mind. In 2024, this has all come to a head as, at this point, Cubic simply refuses to listen to his community, and they've had enough. YouTubers like Exotic Gaming, who's been on and off of the game for years, or Esoteric, damn he got huge,
You look huge.
and Drat, who straight up quit the game. Then we have various YouTubers like Mint Gaming and Pixel Echo speaking out on the many issues with Pixel Gun. According to Mint Gaming, one of the Steam exclusive DLCs actually give an unfair advantage by adding a burning damage over time to their skins. And he actually died to that in the BR game. That is beyond screwed up. And according to Pixel Echo, the devs really don't like it when they speak out, sending him emails saying,
What is your aim?
I mean, are we serious? He was just going on about how using one of your paid guns will kick you from the game,
Here we go.
which has been a persistent problem for almost 2 years. But yes, keep up your aggression, Cubic. It's no one's fault but your own. But if you keep going on, I don't see this game sticking around 5 more years, and that's generous. It's a shame to see how Pixel Gun ended up after all these years. I mean, I can safely say this game was my childhood, and I'm not alone on that one. Hopefully another revolution happens and Cubic can finally make Pixel Gun great again, but for now, yeah, this game's on life support, funded by the whales. I don't like making such a critical video, but this is getting ridiculous now. The only way to really level the playing field is to just mod your game low-key. I did that 8 years ago, but it feels more warranted now. Anyways, like, sub, hit that bell, all that, and I'll catch you later. Oh yeah, one more thing. Cubic, your 4th campaign is ass.